Welcome to the Courtroom Files. So as Judge Fleischer just put it, there is always two sides, but often when we watch these courtroom videos, I think there's a tendency on the part of all of us to forget that. We might see a defendant up in front of the judge and immediately we think, oh, that person's guilty, or oh, that person's not guilty. But often it's a lot more complicated than that because the world really doesn't exist in black and white. It's kind of all shades of gray. In this particular instance, we have a mother who is charged with assault of their 15-year-old child. And if there's ever a video here at the Courtroom Files that you're going to watch all the way through, we would encourage you to make it this one, because things are going to change from what you initially see, and some eyes are going to be opened as to what's really going on with this whole story. So give it a look. Let us know what you think in the comments about what's really going on and what the judge finally decided to do in this case and how it all came together. Put a like on the video if you enjoy it. We'd appreciate that. Also consider leaving a super thanks. Those really help support the channel and help us keep these videos.
Samantha Walker. Ms. Walker, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 4th, 2024, an officer was dispatched to a family disturbance call at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant, a 15-year-old, stated that the defendant, her mother, assaulted her after they got into a verbal argument. The complainant stated the defendant displayed verbally aggressive behavior towards her, grabbed a hold of the complainant's left wrist, and said, "If you come near me, I'll beat your ass," and began to engage in a physical altercation with the complainant. The complainant stated the defendant, using both open hands, placed the complainant in a headlock, and the complainant felt pain. Both law enforcement and CPS records indicate a history of physical altercations and verbal altercations between the complainant and the defendant, and the officer observed video footage showing the defendant acting as the primary aggressor towards the complainant and observed a minor injury cut on the complainant's left arm.
So we have prior violence, any prior charges?
There's no prior
Any,
charges,
no
Your
prior
Honor.
injury to a child, felony charges?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so you need to take the full stuff.
Child means 14 years or younger.
So she probably.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
No, Your Honor.
Don't. Now's not the time, ma'am. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything you say, they're going to use it against you. Guys, what do we do about contact? You know? Yeah, well, so Michael, I need your help. You know, this is a 15-year-old child. We have a history of violence allegedly between mom and daughter.
Yes, Judge.
Now we have an assault case against a 15-year-old. And according to what Alex says, there's a history of it. It's unacceptable.
Judge.
Do you have a lawyer, ma'am?
I'll be retaining a lawyer, but there's no history of violence between us.
You're calling for a Walker?
Yes.
Which Walker?
One Walker. It's in custody. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
So, what my plan was, and I already spoke to my people about this, is we were going to check the office. Once we're aware of where the child is, we are going to be asking for a no contact order to be granted based off of the allegations of the history.
What about now?
violence.
Is there something that we can do now as far as finding out where the child is?
Well,
you know?
we're going to call CPS today and see if they're in state custody. The offense report also might indicate where it is. If not, we can call the officer and they should know.
Yeah, I'd like to, because I think it's serious. I mean, if we have a history of violence, I don't want that to happen anymore.
There's no,
I know that you're telling me no, but I have other people that are telling me differently.
I've never.
Okay, well, ma'am, don't. Now's not the time. But my primary concern is the protection of every single person in Harris County, bar none. That's it. Especially if it's a child. And
I'm not a threat to my child, I promise
you
you.
are now charged with assault, ma'am, on that 15-year-old child.
I never assault.
Stop. Now's not the time. I'm just trying to tell you, if I find that there is a history of violence with the child, I'm going to order you not to have contact with this child.
I understand,
As it stands now,
but I promise there's no
I'm entering
history of
in called a
violence.
magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies EJ as a protected individual. You
I have
cannot,
to take her to appointments and stuff like that.
please listen. Something to violate this court order, they're going to file additional charges against you. I'm entering in an order for protection for that 15-year-old child. She's now a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Technical Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon. Typically, this also comes with a residential restriction that you're not to go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? Okay, I'm entering this order now. We will try to figure out about how we go from here, but my only concern is the protection of this child. To me, nothing else matters.
She's
I
protected.
know that you're telling me one thing, but the evidence will show what it shows, and that's going to point to whose side is correct. So for now, I'm just going to have them reach out to see where the child is and how we go forward.
I'm approaching you about police walking. So I called Officer Cortina, in order to ask whether they applied CPS attendance, and they did. They took CPS, but they left the girl in custody of the grandfather. The grandfather resides in the same home.
Shh.
They gave me his number. I attempted to call him twice, left a voice message just to confirm whether or not CPS has since picked her up or whether or not she is still in the custody of the grandfather.
Why don't we wait a little bit too? Perhaps you left a number to call back, I'm assuming?
I left a voice message to call back, Judge, but there is a history of violence.
How do you know?
The offense report states and the officer ran the call logs. And CPS has been notified multiple times about incidents occurring at the house between this complainant and her mother.
Okay. Right. I mean, I guess that's it for me. You know, if you have some kind of, if there are prior CPS calls, prior CPS intervention, then, you know, I'm going to appoint her someone now
Should.
so that we have at least her talking to a lawyer, and then we can powwow. But let's give it, I mean, we've got time. It's only 9:45, right? So let's give it time. Hopefully they call back and we can get a better idea of where that child is, because the only thing that matters is that child.
Yes.
Nothing else matters, right? And that's looks like she got one. Great. Okay, there you go. So she can't go yet. We're trying to figure out where the child is. Okay. Of course, please do. That's what we want. We want you to meet with her, figure out what's going on, and then let us know.
So, Judge, I met with the defendant with defense in the room.
Oh, okay.
I'll let defense.
Your Honor, I showed him some video of the alleged assault, I believe. Of course, I haven't gone through the state's discovery, but this, in my opinion, is a child out of control. She's on juvenile probation in Tarrant County, according to her mother. The complaint says that she caused bodily injury by grabbing her. I mean, the complaining witness has a statue. She's threatening to get a knife. She's bigger and stronger than my client. My client's called the police numerous times.
This is why we appoint.
And
There's
I
always
think-
two sides, right?
I think
Always
this
time.
is almost enabling the child when the police come. The police saw all this, but they're so sick of going out there. They're like, we're somebody's.
But I don't understand why they wouldn't, if you see this. Michael, did you see it?
I saw the video, Judge.
Thanks.
Based off of what I saw and what defense told me, I'm unopposed to removing the residency restriction, to not granting a MOAB at all, and to just.
No more.
I wouldn't.
Okay, I mean, if that's what you think, I'll go with what you think. I
Based off what
think,
they're telling me, Judge, and I did corroborate some of the information as well. We're just going to subpoena the CPS records to take a look.
come up, Ms. Walker, come up. So I guess, the $25 million question is, how do you,
Love her, do everything to help her get some type of mental help. I've had her admitted to several programs. I've even contacted CPS myself personally, had them come out to the house. She got up and walked out on us. I've tried therapy. I've tried medication.
Hell hath no fury as a scorned 15-year-old. I tell you
None.
what, I mean, I
None.
remember I was 15. Oh God. And I hope it doesn't, I mean, I know it's going to happen to me but what's she on probation for?
Trying to stab her older sister, my other daughter,
And that's in Tarrant County
in Tarrant County.
and a juvenile case.
Another felony.
Okay. So I'm at your disposal. I guess whatever you want, ma'am. I'll take off I won't do the order for protection. Just be careful, you know. I won't put I'm not going to put any conditions either, I guess, you know.
I would just say no threatening or harassing, Judge, if the court's inclined to do that.
It's armed and the child can do whatever she wants. And if you touch me, well, then you're going to jail, Mom.
Correct.
F you.
No, I mean, imagine that. The child will have unfettered access to
And the
just
arresting
wreak
officer
havoc.
told her, if you feel triggered, you can leave and take a walk. Well, that walk turned into her being gone for 7 days.
My Lord. You want to bring her here? She'll come here. I can try to talk to her.
Yeah,
Show her the jail. I don't
she's
know.
been to jail in Tarrant County already because she continues to violate.
Well, that's the juvenile detention. It's not the same thing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how worse juvenile detention is versus regular.
And she had an ankle monitor, but
I'd
it was
imagine.
cut off.
It's not like the jail.
Really?
Be a playground.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not like Dr. Phil where he sends
No.
them to the.
No.
Okay.
It's playground.
I'm not going to put any, just be careful. You know, it's evident she's bringing you down too. And I'm so sorry for it. You know, you're welcome to come bring her here. We'll try to help you out.
Yes.
If she'll listen to me, I'll try to talk to her or whatever you need. We're at your disposal, you know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You ever need funds for anything, just let me know.
Okay.
That's why, you know, I wanted to appoint you someone because there's always two sides, right? You know, we get one side here, but a lot of times you don't get the other side. And a lot of times we take that for granted. And it's good to have another ear in just so that we always know we get a complete picture. And it's just so important. So
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry you're going through that. And I hope it gets better. You know, if you keep loving, I got to imagine she's going to get better. Really. Because I tell you, I was the same way. Hell on wheels. You know, and if it weren't for my folks, holy moly, I don't know where I would be, you know, really. So, okay, man, thanks. So we've given you a lawyer. Just stay in touch with James. He'll tell you when to come back, what you need to do. I'll waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time to come into court. Just stay in touch and then you guys work it out. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck to you.
So the protective order and
No conditions,
no
no.
conditions. Okay.
Just,
Well, just hold on to it. But
yeah, we'll shred it. Just shred it.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.